everybody, and welcome back to Bessie Beneath and the Debt-Free Farm Challenge. Got started a little bit earlier, cultivating big old field 42. This is the field that was going to give us the most money of our cultivation contracts. I've already made 6 passes on the field. Fair bit left to go, and then we got to double back. How you doing, Cat Dragon, JT the farmer, and Kiwi? What is up, everybody? We've got one more small cultivation contract, and then we are going to move over to sowing. We're going to sell the cultivator. We're going to buy, or actually we're going to lease the new Overland seeder. One right here. We're going to lease that and the seed tank. I think this is just too expensive to lease. We're gonna get this 520 per day, 2,600 up front, 520 per day, and 1,000 per operating hour. We're just not gonna have the money to buy it outright. Hey Patrick, what's up? We do have 2 heating contracts up on the board. Hopefully as we move into mid-spring, we'll have more heating contracts up on the board. In fact, let's just look and see how many fields have no crop in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a fair number of fields that do not have any crop in them whatsoever. Some that are showing that they have crop are in a harvested state. That's good. Hey Robert, I'm doing pretty good. We are down here. We've got this little trailer park down here kind of at the edge of the map. Now the trailer park is technically off player boundary, on the other side of the player boundary. And of course we've got the distance scenery off there in, of course, the distance. Not a bad looking map edge. I've definitely seen worse. Definitely have seen worse map edges. Of course, if we play our cards right, we might move into mid-spring for the end of the stream. Seems like each stream is basically a day in the life of the Debt-Free Farm Challenge. Hey Will, what's up? I don't know if everybody's had a chance to check out the first episode of our South Island Farm Play series. Hey Screws Workbench and Bradley, how you doing tonight? All good. All good. You dropped by. That is all that matters, right? how is it? I was watching Kerbo do some stream earlier. Was getting pretty good frames out in the country, but he jumped into Orlando and, well, frames took a nosedive as it was trying to render all the buildings and various things. It'll take a long time to download. 28%. This is a big one. 15 acres. Big contract. We've got one more little cultivation contract. You know what? I want to do it because it's a little bit of money. Field 77. Even that. Oh my gosh, it's way over here. Maybe I won't mess with it because it's way over there. But we do have canola in field 2, $5,000, $3,600 to put canola in field 38, and of course we've got potatoes. Not going to do the potatoes. Fair number of plowing contracts, but I don't want to do plowing. It takes too long. So, how is it visually compared to your other flight sim fare? And how's the performance to your other flight sim fare? There we go. We got a little crazy with the buttons. Kind of like the trailer park. Wish there were some vehicles parked there, a little bit more livelihood, a little bit more life to it. So let's catch you up on our finances. We are in the third day of this game play, and we had $422 worth of fuel cost from our fuel yesterday. $300 worth of fuel yesterday from our first day's work. Earned a whopping $8,500 yesterday. $8,800 coming from contract income, and then of course our fuel being taken out. Visually, it's better. How about performance-wise? Is it dragging you down more? Performing about the same? I've been watching Farm Sim for 13 years. Well, Farm Sim's only been out for 10. How does that work? Well, Farm Sim came out in 09. Did it not? Wish they would update the older tractors. I mean, got really beautiful, exterior textures and everything. Got, wonderful materials. And then you come inside and you see things like, well, like that. Really bad low-res textures on the vents, roof. Oh, true. The older stuff is underutilizing the multi-core. So Microsoft Flight Sim would be fully utilizing your hardware. Kind of like Farm Sim. If we look at, let me move my little logo away. Yeah, if we look at my specs up there, the only reason I'm using 20-some% of my CPU is because I'm actually using the CPU for the stream encoding, and that's using 14%. So if we take 14 minus 21, Farm Sim's using like 8%. All right, later, Patrick. That is because it's basically just chewing up 4 of the 24 cores on this processor. I went with OBS using the CPU for encoding, because on games like Formula 1 2020 and some other really graphic intense games like SnowRunner drags that CPU down, or the graphics processor down pretty good. I can use the CPU overhead and let the graphics processor do this visual rendering, and not have to worry about the streaming encoding. Hey John, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Well, I'm glad Flight Sim 2020 is working well for you. I was a little concerned about how it utilizes the internet connection to download data, download scenery specific stuff, weather stuff and everything, on how well it would perform for the lower end connections. Oh, well, thanks for the sub, John. Hey, Darren, what's up? Alright, just about done, and we can then make our return pass. Close to 50%. Exactly 50%. Good deal on that. Saw your Discord message there, Darren. I'll have to check those two placeables and see if they have that listed. Guessing they don't. South Island weather ever stops raining, I might have a chance of actually making hay. It has to stop raining, and then the ground moisture has to actually dry up enough. It's almost like it's been up here at the house. Rain. Rain, rain, rain. I was talking with some folks the other day. Usually, you know, during the summer, sometime it dries up. You know, spring will be wet. Might be wet into May. You know, on an off year, it's kind of wet into June. But at some point, it dries up. And then you're like, man, we could really use some rain. That's not been this year. I don't think anyone's ever said, man, we could use the rain. Oh, you're gonna buzz your house? I saw. What is today? Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah. So yesterday I saw in the Giants testing thread the Millennial Farmer map. That's what its new name is, I guess. Was in testing. Today, it wasn't. And it didn't release today. So I gotta wonder. Did it fail? Anybody know? I can tell you, I'm not keeping up with it. Medicine Creek, well, I'll tell you, if you go look up my first impressions video, there's going to be a link back to the map author's Facebook. And that's who made it. I have no idea who made it. But I'm pretty confident he doesn't have really any intentions of putting it on the mod hub. It's been out for quite a long time. I would imagine that if he had any real intentions of putting it on the mod hub, it would have landed there by now. Sadly, there's just a lot of map makers that just don't want to deal with the Giants drama. Well, I tell you, Will, I think there's some people that are so hyped for it that it could release as a steaming pile of stuff that you scoop out of animal areas, and they'll still be like all over it. I mean, look at how many people love the Walker Farm map. I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, go check out the first impressions. There's going to be a link back to map author's Facebook, because I'm pretty sure he released it on Facebook. And you can ask him. I think he's moved on. I mean, I kind of feel a little bad for Sealy P because he did that video a long time ago. But feels like well over a month ago. Probably was well over a month ago. He did a video where he got access to the map. They gave him the map. He did it on PC to show the map off for his console viewers. He took all kinds of heat because heaven forbid he use an evil computer to play a game that's on console. To show the console folks what's going to be coming to them soon. Hashtag soon way back then. And, you know, during the video, he's like, I'm only doing this because it's going to be coming to console. And, well, where is it? Really feels like vaporware. Maybe it's because I've been burned by Mapper's Paradise pretty bad in 17. Maybe that's why I'm just the constant skeptic of anything with their badge on it. I don't know. But until it's released, it doesn't exist. Where are we at? 64%. Then like I said, then we're going to what's field 2? Field 2. Field 38. So we're going to go up there. We're going to do field 38 first. Then we're going to do field 2. Do a little merry-go-round a tree. Yeah, I'll be eager when we get to mid-spring and we start to have these trees green up. I remember playing 24-day seasons on Churn Farm in 17. And toward the end of 8 days, 8 game days of early spring. I tell you, by the time we got into mid-spring, I was starting to get a little depressed on that map. Because in 17, the hedges were all sticks. Trees were sticks. Everything was just dreary, cloudy weather. It's just overall depressing. Then we got into mid-spring and things started to green up. And it just felt like, oh, we're out of winter. We have a little life to it. Hey, Simulation for the Nation, what is up? Thanks for dropping by and seeing my iteration of the debt-free farm. Reporting a whopping $35,000 in our bank account. We own the cow farm over here. We own 58, 78, and 79. So we got 3 fields of grass and a cow farm. We own the tractor. This is our only source of power. 7726. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to green up. Hey Mouse, what's up? BK Farms, how you doing tonight? So yeah, I took the I took the challenge and I turned it up. Well, I feel I turned it up a little bit, notch, in that we're going to use, for the most part, no mods, just base game and DLC stuff. As far as implements and tractors. You know, there's some pretty cheap stuff out there that that you could pick up. It really seems to skew, in my opinion, the economy. So I'm taking the stance that, you know, the contracts, they pay out pretty good, but let's pretend that Giants has a balanced economy. You know, so we had to shell out full price for our tractor. Now, after we bought the land and we bought the farm, we spent about half of the money we had left on the tractor. We bought the cultivator. We're going to sell that when we're done. Bought the weight. Probably going to keep the weight. And we're at 35 grand. So if we sell this, we're going to have about another 30, 32 grand add back to our bank account. So we'll be at 67-ish. But we need to get seeding equipment. And I've been eyeing this one. I've been eyeing these two. But we won't have enough money to buy them and be able to afford seed. So, I mean, we could cheap out and go with this. But, I mean, 4 meters, it's going to take us forever. It'll take us long enough with 6. I think we're going to lease this. Not a big keen fan on leasing because it's like money down the drain. This stage in the game, that's about all I can do. Hey, Wishing Gamer, how you doing? You're feeling like a little island paradise farming. There is a new map out, a new map update, South Island Farm. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one for sure. I mean, you could start out with a giant sugarcane field and a sugarcane harvester. And then probably, I don't know, harvest sugarcane to your death because the field's so big. Yeah, James, that can be a problem when you get into what I call mod bloat. You just get hung up on mods. You're like, you spend more time trying to figure out what mods you want to use, or troubleshooting mods that don't quite work right. Then you end up actually playing the game. See, my favorite, this is where Forestry, I just haven't got into Forestry in 19 for a few reasons. One, I find the chainsaw just utterly ridiculous. Chainsaw animations are just utterly ridiculous. I wish they would have kept the 17 chainsaw animations. Trying to trim limbs off of a tree in 19 with a chainsaw is just so haphazard. 17, you just ran straight down the middle of the tree and you limbed them. 19, you gotta like move around, you gotta be kind of off-centered. Sometimes that even doesn't work. You hit the chainsaw and it just jumps all over the place. And then my favorite logging forks of all time in 17. Well, they got converted by some guy who just on a whim converted them. Put them out there. They were never converted by the right guy. I can't bring myself to use them because, well, as far as I'm concerned, they're illegitimate. And it really, I mean, I don't have much interest. I can't use the best forks ever. Log fork duos. Best forks ever. Can't use them because some idiot converted them illegitimately, kicked off the guy that made them in 15, converted them to 17, going to convert them to 15, then some idiot goes and does it, kicks him off, and they're done. Basically, they were this fork with an extra bottom. So they had 3 bottoms and then 2 top fingers. Okay? And then he had added strap capability to it. So you could strap, and you had 2 tops and 3 bottoms. They were the best forks ever. And now they're going to history. I've done a little bit of forestry in 19, but just never could get into the groove. Hey Grizz, what's up? I mean, with this debt-free challenge, you kind of got to do contracts because in the spring, what else are you going to do? I mean, on this map, where's the forest? I mean, there really isn't true forest. Do forestry, right? There's just random trees scattered around, right? So you can't even really just, I mean, this might be a forest. You can't even really just buy a forest and then just go hog wild growing trees. So you kind of got to do something. Now, the easy way of doing it would be to start out with 1.1 million or 1.25 million or whatever. But we don't do it the easy way around here. Well, yeah, you can plant some trees if you wanted. Use a tree planter, the hand planter. Place some trees down. You know, the main farm has that nice big pink tree from the Spatula map. I think there's another pink tree that maybe died somewhere. Hey. Abitabo, and you haven't been around for a while. I forgot how to pronounce it. Hey Valnetti, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, Rocking to Base. Plant poplar all over the map. You can plant poplar here, I guess, but I mean, if you're playing seasons and you plant poplar, you better be in for the long haul because you're not going to get anything for years. Years of gameplay. See, you haven't been around for a while. I forgot how to pronounce it. Adibo, that's it. We've added difficulty by adding the more fuel usage and the slower refueling. So we don't just burn through a ton of fuel. It takes forever to refuel. Hey David, what's up? Yeah, seasons, your poplar is going to take, gosh, what is it? 5 years, 6 years? I don't know, I did a video on it, but yeah. I never plant trees, let alone in seasons. Well, I wouldn't say never. I plant trees, but I don't plant them for the purpose of earning money, because I just know it's going to take so long to grow. Well, I guess, I mean, we're enjoying the map as best as we can enjoy the map, given the fact that all we've done so far is cultivating. We're running at 5 times speed, really just playing the map during the streams. Played it a little bit off camera to just finish up a couple things, prep for the next stream. We're still in early spring, so there's only so much we can do. Visually, it's a nice map. I like the roll of the land. I like the field layouts. This is a forest over there. That's the forest we're looking at? Maybe? I'll be enjoying it a lot more when it greens up. I think this is going to be very profitable once we get some grass contracts. Because at that point we'll have money, we can buy the cows. We can use the excess silage bales for feeding the cows. And we can feed them grass bales if the cow area doesn't do graze support. We could feed them the wrapped grass until it turns to silage. We can feed them the silage bales that we have in excess of the silage contracts. So in essence, they're free silage bales. Then at some point we'll have harvest missions. We'll make some good money off of those. We're going to rack up a fortune once we roll into being able to do fertilize contracts. That's okay, David. The last stream we did was Surviving the Aftermath on Sunday. We didn't do any streaming yesterday. Last night, actually, I had recorded a few episodes of our Pony Express Transport ATS roleplay. Right, cows take cows have to get pregnant first, then 9 months. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do beef, because cows will start to fatten right away. Where are we at? 95%. Excellent. Excellent. Let's be $4,200 richer. But one of the advantages to milkers is that once they do start producing milk, it's regular income. So for seasons play, regular income is sometimes hard to come by. So if you can do something to get regular, fairly steady income coming in, that can help keep you afloat financially between harvests. Help pay for things like seed, fertilizer, fuel. Alright, so if we're lucky, we'll get 100% on this pass. Well, most grass contracts are just mow, bale, wrap, and transport. Occasionally, you'll get a contract where they actually want hay bales. Usually they just want wrapped silage bales. And you want to be careful when you start getting close to that 100% to not sell bales beyond completing it, because you don't get money for selling grass. Wrapped grass will qualify to complete the contract, but once you complete the contract, keep those excess bales, because they're going to give you no money as grass. If you wait until they turn to silage, then sell them, they'll give you money. Now, if you're lucky, a good percentage of your cows will become pregnant. So one, you get a good amount of milk out of it. You can really, free a cow. Sell some free cows. All right, let's go trade this cultivator in. Because have these refreshed yet? Nope. Basically put 5.4 hours on this cultivator. Oh my gosh, yes, potato contracts, they are deceiving. Looks like you're going to earn a ton of money. You've got to buy the potatoes, and they are expensive. You go through a lot of them, and it takes forever. So, the way I see it, potato contracts aren't worth the effort. Now, if you happen to have a ton of potatoes, then you have your free seed. Then they might be worth your time. If you have to actually pay for the potatoes, not so much. What I like about this map are these little utility boxes along the street. A little odd that there's no poles, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of underground cable in the UK. And here we've got some poles, but we didn't have any down that street. This is interesting. So this is interesting, and maybe Will can explain. On South Island Farm, I can't sell until I repair. $57 to repair. So the sell is grayed out like this is until I repair, and then I can sell on South Island Farm. I don't know if that's something that he is that's something he's done, or how or why it's different. I wanted to check here on that, and this time it would let me sell if it you know, if I wanted to. 52, 68 pound. I could buy this. I could buy this. Still have money. Proceed. Oh, I can drop the weight. So we got more money for that than I thought. So I thought about putting the real seed mod in. So we had to buy the right seed. But then I thought to myself, that might be a little bit too crazy. Alright, let's head back to field 38 and finally do something different. Oh, it's raining. Oh, we'll slow down time. Now we jumped it up to 15x. I really wish this map had multi-terrain angle. We're one step closer to fertilizer contracts, putting seed in the ground. I was really surprised that I was able to actually buy this. I think technically we should lower our front hopper. Just a little wheel can spin. I didn't realize a farm trigger would let you sell. I might as well, David, right? It would save time, but I don't think it saves fertilizer. Because it increases, your fert rate increases with the wider width. So all it would do would be save time. Now, I did use that in a future South Island Farms video where I set it to a big width when I was working, you know, the bulk of the field. The heart of the field, I was using the big 42 or 45 meter width. Then when I got to the edges, I lowered it down to 24. Because at 45 I would have been overshooting too much. So that's where I really think that variable width can come in well used, is with respect to out here in the middle of the field, shoot it as wide as you can. When you start getting here to the edge, narrow your width down so you're not overshooting so much, and therefore you're not wasting as much by over applying. Yep. Less time, more missions, more money. And, you know, the other aspect of not using mods is I get to use this DLC stuff that I paid for that in my normal gameplay I really haven't had much chance to use. Unlike a lot of folks, usually when I start a series, I mean, I pretty much, the vehicles I start with, the mods I start with, are usually the same mods I end with. So therefore, you know, I usually don't just dump a bunch of new stuff in for the sake of using new stuff. That's a good one, James. That was a good one. The South Island Farm. It had 4 straight days of rain. When I mean straight days of rain, I mean it never stopped. Well, you know, no autoload, it doesn't mean you can't do this. These are technically autoload. No autoload means you can't really use the magic drive-by trailers. The Anderson bale trailers or other bale trailers like that, I don't see where that's cheating. If I spend good money on a loading trailer like that, QB, I haven't used it say, but I kind of know what it does. Proceed lets you set up tram lines, or basically, like with this seeder, let's say I was using a fertilizer spreader that had 24-meter width. I could set it up to where every 24 meters it left tire tracks. So then it wasn't seeding there. So then when it comes time to fertilize, I can drive down those rows where it's not seeded, and if I have a 24-meter spreader, then the tracks are 24 meters apart, which then means that I get full coverage on the field, but I'm not actually trampling down any of the plant, because where I'm driving my wheels, I never planted them. Does Proceed need the seeder to be modified to work with it? True, but what you end up doing is destroying your waste and seed. You put seed in the ground, and then later you come through and you destroy the crop deliberately. Proceed doesn't actually put any seed in the ground, therefore you're not wasting seed. You get the same effect. Because I see Proceeder like that. There was a mod in 17 where you would have like your sprayers, and you could turn off your spray bars. Like the sprayer was set up in zones, and you could turn off the left side, the right side. You could turn off the tip of the right side, or you could turn it on auto mode, which is what I liked. And on auto mode, it would detect if you were either overspraying or just off the field, and it would just stop using those spray nozzles. So in essence, you wouldn't overspray, you wouldn't spray off the field, and as a result you would save your fertilizer. I really like that mod, but you had to have a modded sprayer that knew how to work. We're gonna make $87,000 plus the $4,200 we've already made. But in essence, we're down money because we spent 68. Today's a big money hit day. That's okay. The spreader I want to use is only 24,000. When we're done seeding, sell that, buy the spreader, rolling in the money. All right, later. Thanks for dropping by. We'll be back on the Debt-Free Farm Challenge on Thursday night. This is going pretty good. Pretty good. Really hoping that we have some seed contracts tomorrow. Mid-spring. Now it's coming down. So have you all had a chance to try out that new horse breeding mod on the Mod Hub? I have not had a chance to try it out. Hey, Ash K, what's up? What does GPS do? It will let you drive straight. Let you skip lanes. Like what we're doing. We're going to come back and fill in the lanes. This is available on all. This game is available on all platforms, console and PC. This is a time sink. Can be a time sink, can't it? Because it's not easy money. It's not quick money. Really got to put some hours in on the save. Farm Sim 20 is on mobile, but what we're playing, which is 19, is not. Well, what NLG is? Is that a question? Statement? LG. It's on Farm Sim 20 is on the Android store and iPhone store and Nintendo Switch. I mean, like LG as in like the brand. I would assume, as long as it was running Android. You see, with GPS now, I'm coming back and I'm filling in the lanes. I'm not having to steer with the steering wheel or the keyboard. Just locked in the steering down this path. Hey Richard, what's up? And you know, we can turn the lines on and off. Set our width, we can set an offset if we want. Got a lot of functions that I just never use. Really, all I'm interested in is driving straight down a path that I set and skipping lanes. Oh, but what time is it in India? They're awful late or awful early. Hey Cody, what's up? I am in U.S., United States, on the East Coast. It is 10 o'clock for me on Tuesday. Always like to hear from you guys in the future. Reassures me that the world hasn't ended yet. You all would know before I did. This is Bessie Beneath, as the title says. Oh, let's just say that I've been out of school for a few decades. We'll just leave it at that. Travel to America, you're younger, and again when you travel home you get older again. Catches up to you. Hey Isaac, what's up? Almost done. 86%. We're going to jump up there and do field 2. I'll also so we're avoiding these potato contracts. They are tricking you. Well, Isaac, everybody can't be right on time. What are DV planners? Are those big green planters? Oh, well, see, I tend to avoid anything of that shade. I'm worried they'll break down on me. Red seems to be more reliable. At 98%. I was getting worried. We were only at 86 and we didn't have that many more runs to do. Now, just to be a little tease, I do like the Dude stuff and the Claw stuff. We need to go up. Garage. Left at the cow farm area. And work our way back to field 2. This. That up. See that little car. Or probably broke pulling a John Deere out of the mud or something. Field 2. Alright, we gotta go that way. Alright, here we go. I heard you gotta call them and ask them permission to change the air filter. Yep, they are they're really bad with the whole right to repair. Yeah, Dirk Stone's latest episode happened to the audio. The audio engineer was on break or something. Checked. Thursday's video is good. Videos next week should be good. I don't know if it lost audio during the encoding, YouTube's encoding, or if it was something with the import into Premiere that I didn't catch. Usually I scrub through the video when I'm editing it, and I would notice that there was no audio. I don't know. Think of it as a Mad Lib episode where you kind of fill in the blanks. Like SnowRunner, where you can't get rid of the darn trees. Just wish you could get out and cut them down. For those of you that are running SnowRunner, if you haven't heard the news already, they announced today that the update is on track to be released either next week or the following week. That's the first time that we've had official news on the update. That update releases the second map to the search and recover, as well as new game style in tasks where you can earn bobblehead interior decorations. The update also includes interior decorations for lots of vehicles. I have to say the second snowy Russian map is rough. I did see the custom modding released a new 8R today with some side tanks. Oh, did he get into JD now? He's been ripping Apple for quite a long time. I really don't mess with mods much, you know. I haven't been following the SnowRunner mods at all. Hey gosh, let me look. Let me look. I mean, I've got 5.5 days of playtime on the base game on regular SnowRunner, and just over 2 days on the public test server version. So that's 7. That's almost 8 game days, 8 real days of time on SnowRunner, and just what, last 2 weeks, last couple weeks, installed my first mod. I think the Alpine map is going to be like a kiddie version of the Walchen map. Yeah, the articulation of the Azov, what's that big, what's that, snowcat or whatever it is? This thing has a massive turning radius. It's almost impossible to drive with a trailer. Yeah, I got about 192 hours on SnowRunner, and just dropped the first mod or two in. Well, you know, Richard, I was waiting until the Alpine expansion dropped. I was going to play that map for, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds. And then I was going to move over to Walchen and use that equipment on it. That was the goal. That was my thought process. I was actually considering that map for this challenge. Elected against it. Well, I don't know, that makes me look forward to trying it out. Difficult because of the slopes. Typical double-faced, double talk. Do what I say, ignore what I do, congressman. Alright, so now that we've kind of taken care of the little bits that extend, now we're just going to skip rows, hammer this field out pretty dang quick. Sowing, sowing, sowing. Plowing contracts, they need to go. I mean, it's like printers. Now, if your printer messes up, you might as well throw it out. It's just e-waste. Can't fix anything. There's nothing fixable on them. Oh, yeah. Potatoes. Well, look, we've got a field 89, field 59, 15 acres. And this is only 10 acres. Field 59. This beast with the potatoes. Can imagine it. Imagine that field with potatoes. Like there's something in game where they take the biggest field possible and they make you want to do potatoes in it. Well, that is true, James. I mean, that's the way it is anywhere. Back when I was buying printers for work, I would buy the printers that had individual inks with each color. Because, you know, with the tricolor cartridge, I mean, you use all the red, and even if you have any of the blue left, doesn't matter. You gotta toss it. So I would get the ones that had the individual colors. If blue ran out, you just put blue in. You left all the others there. Folks thought it was more expensive, but it wasn't. It just looked more expensive because up front you had to buy, when you replaced them all, you had to replace 4 inks. Sometimes 5 inks. How often do you have to replace them all? Yep, ink, ink price per gallon is like ridiculous, right? Priced out what you pay per ounce and you put it into a gallon, it's like tens of thousands of dollars or something. I mean, that's one thing that really worried me was with this school at home stuff, is how much were they going to basically expect us to, okay, here's your things, I need you to print it out, your kid do the work and then turn it in. Yeah, the same with toner. You know, the low toner pops up. If you shake the thing, you can get usually a good amount of pages out of it. I've gotten more use out of my printer as a scanner than the printer. I've got a multi-function Canon wireless. First time I ever had a wireless printer. I didn't think I would like the wireless printer, but now it's like, oh, nice. I can even print from my phone. I can scan from my phone. Great. The only thing is the printer's in the basement. So if I want to scan something, I gotta run down the basement. Then while I'm in the basement, might as well just use it down there. Oh yeah. Color lasers are insane because they have so many consumables. Yep, print, copy, scan. I mean, if you're going to scan, you can copy. And mine's got a nice document scanner on it, so I can just stack them up there and hit scan and just feed them through. Great for it's great for work at home environments. Great for school at home. Yeah, so they won't print you a statement and slip it through the drive-through window, let's say, but they will print it and mail it to you, huh? How is that? I would challenge them and say, what does that have anything to do with printing something out and handing it to me? I mean, if they don't do counter service, fine. I don't know. I mean, I assume banks have drive-through windows in the UK. Yeah, if I can make a deposit at the bank, how can you not print me a statement and hand it back to me? Do you not hand me the receipt after I give you checks or cash? Hey Paul, what's up? Can see you drop in there. Yeah, color copiers, you know, big color copiers, they are insanely expensive. Yeah, okay. So you're like, so if I give you money, I'm handing you, let's pretend I'm diseased. I'm handing you contaminated money that you're gladly accepting. And then you, let's pretend you're diseased, you're handing me a receipt, which you're gladly offering to me, and you expect me to gladly accept. But if I ask you to print me a statement, you're going to refuse, saying, no, that might transmit a disease. So let's break this down. Have you even thought about this? Or did you just buy the party line from somebody that up in management? So the citizens bailed out the banks. How did that happen? That's just a bunch of people that had a bunch of money squirreled away. I mean, technically you're charging yourself. %. Going pretty good. We spent $1,800 on seed, and so far we're gonna, I guess, earn about $9,000 on heating income. Well, they did that in the U.S. too. I mean, they had, you know, these crazy variable interest rate loans that they were giving out to people. People were buying houses with these loans. And basically then they were realizing that they could barely keep up with the interest payments. They were never paying principal. They were only ever paying interest payments. And then there were massive bank foreclosures. And now, I mean, but now I'm working on refinancing the house at 2.75%. And when I bought the house 19 years ago, right? Bought the house 19 years ago. We paid 6.25%. I thought that was good. Oh, that's the wall. I thought that was good. 6.25%. Nearly 20 years ago. And then about 6 years ago, we refinanced for 4.25%. 4.25%. I thought that was great. Now we're refinancing again at 2.75%. Well, yeah, I mean, but inflation is vastly over the ability for people's incomes to keep up. Yeah, I mean, so where I live, it might be this way other places, but in the U.S., definitely in Virginia, real estate information is public information. So I can go on a website and basically see any piece of property in town. I can see who owns it. I can see when they bought it, how much they paid for it. I can see how many owners there have been on record, what they paid for it. And our house was built back in '59, I think. And the first owner on record, I think, bought it for like $12,000. $12 grand and 59 for a house. Yeah. I mean, but what we've done is, so the first time we refinanced, we rolled in some of the equity we had in the house for the purpose of putting in new windows and a couple other things, and we lowered our payment, and we basically we went from a 30-year mortgage with 16 years left to a 15-year mortgage, and we got new windows, and we lowered our monthly payment. This time around, we're basically lowering our monthly payment. We're extending the mortgage out a little bit because it's 15 years again. But we're rolling in a good bit of equity in the house to cover some other stuff that we needed to really just absolve. And we're lowering our monthly payment. Yeah, I mean, 12K was obviously a lot back then because your cars were just a couple grand each. Also, but proportionately, if you increase what that house costs now to what it cost then, what people made now to what people make then, what they make now is less of an increase than what the house costs now. Hey Bruno, what's up? How's the weather in Brazil? Is it how cool is it? It's winter, right? Going into your spring? One, two, four, almost 5 passes. It is 5:21 in the evening. This is probably going to be the last contract we do. We're going to skip in tomorrow and see if we have some more seating contracts. Yeah, it's like that 25 cent a gallon gas. $0.10 gallon gas, whatever it was way back then. I got a pretty good deal today. I filled up for 183, 186, I think. Feels like any day I can fill up for under $2 is a good day. Okay, you get less for more. Like that 5-pound bag of sugar suddenly became 4 pounds. You're like, when did that happen? When did you people start selling me 4-pound bags of sugar? And why did it take me this long to figure it out? %, almost there. Grizz, it sounds like you're living the dream then, right? I think we'd all love to be in that situation. Stuff always just comes up. Hey Mario, what's up? Glad for dropping by, although we are just about done for the night. We've moved on. We're no longer cultivating. We've moved on to seeding. Don't want to seed 1 iota more than we need to. Yeah, it started raining as soon as we started seeding. There it is. There's the road. Oh, the road's over here. Yeah, we're using the base geo. I didn't really even think about a geo when I started this. We got to go back and fuel the tractor up. We're down to 3/4 of the tank. Then we're going to skip to the morning. All right, David, catch you later. Actually, let's... House is right here. Will it let us at 6? Will indeed. Let's head down here and get some fuel. While we're fueling up. See. No. No. All right, well, maybe we'll have better contracts in the morning, not in the morning, but on Thursday. Gonna let that refuel. I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching tonight. Back here on Bessie Beneath doing the debt-free farm challenge on Thursday. Probably won't be streaming tomorrow. I'll be doing some work on doing some pre-recorded videos. Until next time, happy farming.